Think about the last time you opened Twitter, or maybe you don't even have Twitter, in which case, good for you, but for the rest of us, you've probably seen that little community note under a ton of tweets. And this is because the death of traditional media is one of the best and worst things to happen in this generation. This allowed for the rise of fast news cycles, unbiased opinions so you're not just eating up government propaganda, more niche topics being covered, and so much more. However, all of this comes at a cost. Misinformation is being spread like a wildfire, and people are getting away with it due to the amount of media that everyone is consuming. It started off pretty funny, like this page Ballsack Sports, which was just an NBA troll account that only dumbasses would believe. Although the plague of misinformation has seeped into communities like Twitch, and these misinformation accounts are targeting huge streamers like jasontheween. And this page kickchamp is using the disgusting situation of Celeste Hernandez's murder for his own gain. He's putting out statements like Jason knew about David's past with no evidence, and it's driving in a ton of traffic. Now, Jason did defend David at first, but during that era, there was no proof that he did anything, and everyone else was just as shocked as him. Like, no one wanted to believe that this was even real. They kept using statements like Jason was best friends with David or whatever, but just because he collabed a few times doesn't automatically mean he's aware of everything that was happening in David's life. I mean, his own brother didn't even know what was happening. And the second after the stop stream button is clicked, none of these streamers even talk to each other. Most are not friends behind the scenes and will probably never contact each other once they quit content creation. They're literally co-workers.
When I retire, I will never speak to 95% of the streamers I collab with again. That's a fact.
But Jason's one of the few people actually doing something about this misinformation, and he would go on to press charges on kickchamp. Later on in this video, I'm going to be analyzing this lawsuit and seeing if it's even possible that anything will come out of it, because we've never really seen some shit like this before. Before we look into that though, let's see some other streamers that were targeted by these pages. Lacy was recently hit by a massive slander campaign by kickchamp and some other similar pages, which it was found out later that all these pages were in a group chat coordinating these like attacks almost, and they waited hella long to drop these clips that have already been addressed months ago. Well, most of these clips were about his girlfriend Darla. They just randomly all decided to start posting hate tweets. Like, this is f***ed up, bro. This is not necessary. At least give the man a few months for the Reddit to kick in, bro. Just wait till he takes a break from streaming and comes back the most ripped lesbian in town. But seriously though, these clips started to go super viral about Darla, and while it is weird she's hanging around people like Zerka who have an insanely questionable past.
My name is John Zerka, prolific, notorious out here.
And many times it does say a lot about a person based on who they're willing to associate with. But from what I've seen, Darla hasn't really said anything that crazy. So I think it's too much to assume someone's character, and people can change their stance, as it's been a while in between those clips. But because of how viral this was going, everyone wanted to jump in on it, even Darla's ex-roommate.
If you guys think that the cheating and shady behavior ended at the cameraman, oh boy.
Around this time, Brecky and Lacy were beefing, and I remember Darla begging me to call Brecky, and Brecky immediately started throwing shots at Lacy, and Darla sat there and laughed.
Are you talking to him?
We're just friends.
Dude, he's an awful person. I think he only cares about himself and his streams, and like anyone else's like feelings or like all morals after that just comes second.
I will agree with you.
I've always just hated him. Then yesterday, I see on—
Not gonna lie, the clip of her on the phone does look crazy, but if this girl really cared, wouldn't she just go straight to Lacy about it? Like, why does she feel the need to post on the internet with pretty much zero proof about the other crazy shit she said, by the way?
And she abuses her dog.
But yeah, I don't know how she thought this shit would go down, but another one of Darla's friends, I think, ended up responding to the video, and the ex-roommate girl does look genuinely fucking insane.
Hey, Sierra.
Remember last year when you got so jealous that I went to brain risk without you? You threw all my stuff outside, left it outside for days, and bleached half my closet?
She literally told me she was planning on making a video exposing Darla because she didn't get anything out of living with her. She's only doing it for views.
Now, based on some of these clips,
one night was crazy. 20 bodies is crazy.
would I want my girl to have a history like that? Hell no. But Lacy is a grown-ass man who can make his own decisions. And he's already dealt with all this slander months ago. Like, just let the guy be happy.
This nigga cracking a little bit. Sent it to her nigga. Look what he said, y'all.
Go on, answer the phone, pussy, because now she right here and she don't like what the fuck you just said and what you post.
The get a job shit is getting old, but if you're actually over the age of 15 and you're caring about another man's relationship drama, at least just find another hobby or something, bro. I'm begging you. It can't be this deep. And yeah, maybe she's genuinely reformed. I mean, who knows? Yeah, anyway, it's definitely fucked up how we live in a world where only negativity is rewarded. Like, Lacy is doing all these other good things and it gets no press. And because I know there's gonna be that one person, no, not every good deed deserves to get press. And you shouldn't just do good things with the intention of getting validation. But maybe someone else sees something like this and makes a positive change in life. The last person that I think was hit with a lot of false slander is Rakai. And yes, I hear your guys' complaints about my last video. I recognize maybe I didn't elaborate enough on all the bad shit that he did, and I obviously don't condone things like this clip. So I do apologize for not making my stance clearer. I genuinely just wanted to focus on the racist comments that weren't getting attention because no one else is posting videos about stuff like that. I'd rather get some mixed opinions on my video where you guys can voice your opinions because at least it provokes more thought other than just this guy bad. But Rakai was hit with a lot of fake accusations and news, just so people who already hate him have more of a reason to do so. These people aren't even making that much crazy money from it either. Like, I think the estimated average payout is around $8 per million views, which seems extremely generous, by the way. So this guy probably made like $40 off this tweet, which, I mean, I guess that's good, but like, imagine someone asks what you do for a living and you gotta say, yeah, you know, I actually develop and propagate distributive informational content designed to reframe public perception at scale. Just wrap it up, bro. These people are literally grasping at straws for anything. They're trying to make Kai wearing a kid super shirt into like David Homage or something. How do you even come up with this shit? This is actually bottom feeder activities. But it's because of shit like this that Twitter communities are coming to an end. Thank the Lord, by the way. I was so tired of seeing that shit on my timeline. Why did I only see bullshit ass Veg posting tweets from communities that I wasn't even in? Some of these comms only have 20k members, but like, I've never seen a tweet from Clix's community which has almost 100k. Not that I was dying to see it or anything, but it was just kind of weird, I guess. But due to this misinformation crisis, Jason announced that he would be suing Kickchamp, and he would also get Pokimane involved too. Now, from the research that I did, this is most likely going to be a defamation case, which most people agree is one of the hardest to prove. But does Jason actually have a chance to win this case? The answer is maybe. Now hold on, let me explain. I think he does actually have a strong case here, and the dude's literally a multi-millionaire, so he's gonna have a crazy legal team, and if this wasn't actually worth pursuing, then he probably wouldn't be doing it. Many of the statements that Kickchamp provided were verifiably false, such as listing him as a potential suspect.
Hey, but what? Yo, that's crazy. What the fuck is this guy tweeting?
Or claiming that he covered up a murder, as well as lying on Jason's stance, even after he came up with an apology condemning David's behaviors. As you can see in this clip, Jason was very emotionally damaged and distressed over the misinformation.
Bro, I just can't stream anymore, bro. Like, bro, why is this just like, you're falsely accusing me of shit that I'm not even involved in, bro?
But yeah, these tweets are presented as news and as factual information, so it's clearly not satirical. These are all the laws that it violates, and Kickchamp going back and deleting these tweets actually could harm his case due to it looking like a cover-up. But the evidence is already there. Kickchamp did also end up getting doxxed, which maybe if there's any sort of connection to Jason, he could try to use in his case. But likely what will end up happening is that it will probably get settled outside of court, and Kickchamp will just delete all the misinformation, as he's already started to do, as well as sign some shit saying that he can't speak on Jason ever again. But again, I could be wrong. Maybe Jason sues him for $1 billion and wins. And I don't know if I have to say this or not, but Jason definitely doesn't have a case against Twitter. I think we all know how suing insanely rich people goes. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Let me know if I'm a dumbass and should never open my mouth again, or maybe you actually agreed. Either way, type your opinions or your hot takes in the comments. I love to see non-brainless discussions. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.